we decided to make a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Are we anyone in particular? No. We just have a lot of opinions.
Yeah, so that's why this podcast is called You're Enjoyed in Sync.
Oh, sure.
Our opinions. I'm Lula.
And I'm Charlotte.
And this is our opinions. Our first episode is a hot button topic, guys, okay? What is it?
It's Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer! I guess not the guy, the
No.
movie.
Yeah.
We're talking about the movie that came out,
At the same time as Barbie? I don't know when that
I want to say
was.
2023, somewhere
I thought
else.
it was 2022.
One of those years around there.
Mm-hmm.
Early 2020s.
Yeah.
We're able to say that in like 100 years, we'll be like early 20s. So, have you seen Oppenheimer? If you haven't, the gist is Oppenheimer was the scientist who takes credit for kind of inventing nuclear bombs. It was a team effort,
Yeah.
an evil team effort.
Mm-hmm. It's called the Manhattan Project. So World War II, it's like we bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, and so he was the man who kind of pioneered the science behind that.
And he was really big into like nuclear fission or fusion. I don't know the difference. Okay, we're not chemistry majors. We're
No.
not physicists. I don't know what he was. He's
think-
a scientist, but I don't.
Yeah, he's a guy. We did zero research for this, by
No,
the way. We
this
watched
is-
the movie.
Yeah, so I guess it did teach us some things.
Yeah.
After thinking about it really, really hard.
And going to Reddit.
Going to Reddit. Reddit, thank you for explaining this movie to us.
Yes.
I wouldn't say we didn't understand it because we're stupid. I think
Yeah.
it's the movie's fault, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This episode is going to be about why.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Anything to start us off. We have a lot of opinions. So many.
So, first thing, I think this is a good starting point, is the movie is 18 plus because it has nudity. So everyone who watches it, presumably, hopefully, knows what the Manhattan Project is and World War II and stuff, so we don't really need to, clear up that. Not that they ever explained it.
No.
But they, really dumb it down. Don't worry, we know what a nuclear bomb is. It's okay. But then,
It's like, the parts that are dumbed down, we knew.
yeah.
And the parts that are not explained whatsoever is stuff I've never heard of.
I know. Who is Robert Downey Jr.?
Who is
in
that
this
guy?
movie? We don't know who he is, but we know he's going to be senator or something. We know that Oppenheimer's on a trial. I didn't know he was on a trial, and I feel like that's not our fault.
No, but the whole trial scene is just like,
A 20-minute long sentence.
yeah, people talking at him. And I don't know if he ever responds, and then at some point, Florence Pugh is naked in the trial room, and that's like a flashback or a dream. No one knows.
Fantasy. And then his wife walks in, I think.
Yeah, and I would love to say we know why he's on trial. We
Don't.
do not.
And he's going to have, residence taken away, or, his... We wouldn't know! Because this movie fails in so many aspects. Controversial, I know. But it has zero exposition whatsoever. It's, just things happen. And it's not the end of the world for a movie to have, this happens maybe July 1949 in Chicago or something. It's okay to have that. It can still be a really good movie.
We're not gonna be like, oh, this is the most disgusting, lowbrow piece of crap I've ever watched. I can't believe I watched this because it says, the year at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
There's no timeline in this movie. You just have to know it.
Yeah, which
is made further confusing by the fact that they jump around in time without indicating that they're jumping around in time.
yeah. Well, except all of Robert Downey Jr.'s scenes are in black and white, but I also think that they're in the future, which isn't really how that works.
Yeah. So then they're jumping around in the past in color. They're jumping around in the future in black and white. The jumping around is never proclaimed.
No.
And I love a good artsy movie where they don't tell you anything and you have to figure it all out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they did something artsy to show the passage of time.
Yeah. And also, a lot of movies who are, very artsy and, confusing at first, they clear it up in the end. We've both seen a movie called Carol, starring Cate Blanchett. Phenomenal movie. That movie starts with one of the characters in a cab, and it goes back in time, but you don't know that until the end, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, and it's so fun to have that big, oh my gosh moment where you're thinking back to how you watched it with your new knowledge. In Oppenheimer, you are left searching for that feeling because they don't explain anything ever.
Not at all.
It's just people talking at you
for 3 hours.
Yep.
Another
first of all, movies should not be 3 hours long. No, I think that shows that the director doesn't know what he's doing and he doesn't know how to make a story concise and well-timed.
Yeah.
This movie did not need to be 3 hours long. I don't think any movie needs to be 3 hours long. If you have to make it 3 hours long to get your point across, maybe you shouldn't be a director.
Yeah, and there's so much that you can cut. Like, everything is a montage. We don't need, like, half those shots. We don't need him to say, I'd become death, destroyer of world, 3 times. It's okay. We heard it the first time. And, like, we don't need him to say that over a montage, over, like, New York or something. It's okay.
Yeah.
We've all, like, I think most people have seen New York overhead. We don't need to add that.
Very true. So, I think our overall biggest complaint, overarching theme, is that there's not exposition.
Yes.
But, one redeeming quality, the visuals look nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem there because I think the director was like, we're going to make the most beautiful movie in the world, and we'll figure the rest out later.
Yeah.
We'll just add some lines, we'll just add some writing, maybe sprinkle it in around. But they're going to be so blown away by how beautiful everything is. We don't need to write good characters, we don't need to have a plot, we don't need to have exposition.
But don't worry, we've got naked Florence Pugh, so...
Yeah. Another unnecessary part of that movie.
Oh my god, the sex scenes.
They don't contribute to the plot. It's like... It looks like it was made for men, but it's not even attractive. It's like deeply disturbing. It's like a messed up sex scene.
There was one where Florence Pugh was on top of Cillian Murphy is his name, and then she gets off the bed, fully naked, grabs a book, covers her chest, and he looks at her.
So that was a great scene, and that really told us so much.
Yeah, I feel... Oh, another thing, so sorry if it spoils it for you, but Florence Pugh's character kills herself. And it's really hard to feel empathy for a character that you don't know at all. I had never heard of that woman before in my life. But, like, you can't feel empathy for someone that you don't know. I don't know anything about her.
They don't, build any sort of attachment to her character before she dies. It's just like, oh, we should be sad because this is a problem in Oppenheimer's life because someone he had an affair with died, and his wife found out, and she's mad because he had an affair. And it's just like, she dies, and there's no emotional connection to that moment. It's just like, oh, she died.
Well, another thing, none of the characters get explained at all. I don't think any of them were introduced.
I don't think I could name any of their names.
No.
I know who Oppenheimer is because he is the title of the movie. But I know that the Robert Downey Jr. guy, I just call him Robert Downey Jr. guy. Who was that?
Yeah.
I know there were many other super famous scientists. I guess Einstein was in it. He's also, his presence is not explained.
He's by a lake, guys.
Yeah. And I feel like this is making us sound like we're the type of people who need a movie explained to us Dora the Explorer style.
Yeah.
We don't. No, we can watch complex movies with deep stories and complex characters, complex history, complex historical events. This was just not it.
No, it's so boring. Because, I'll admit it, I struggle sitting still, but 3 hours of that, I lose interest after, 50 minutes of seeing the same montage sequence over and over again.
And I liked Dune. I sat through Dune 1 and Dune 2 and really enjoyed them. And those are long, boring movies, by definition. I know Charlotte didn't really like Dune. That's okay. But I can see the merit in it, you know? They had characters that, I guess they were getting this from a book. Oppenheimer was based on a book, too.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, or who was it? Christopher Nolan, he had a book to work off of. So did Dune.
Yeah. And 2 very different movies. Lord of the Rings, too. Another part, trilogy.
It's 12 total hours of movie.
And
it has a plot!
And it mostly keeps your attention. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I can see those movies again and again, still know the plot, and I can see more things, and, like, I feel for the characters. I know the characters. Like, I can, like...
Yeah. So, like, we know what good movies look like, and even if we don't like a movie, we can see that it's good.
Yeah.
This was a movie that we think is objectively bad.
Mhm.
And we think it might be getting a little too much praise, because I know there are people out there who were drooling over this movie. That's why I wanted to watch it. I was like, what are all these people talking about?
No.
It must be a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sorely disappointed by our viewing experience.
Yep.
And we think it might be because Christopher Nolan, the director, he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
He has never had to fight for his work. He has never had to...
Prove himself.
Yeah, his art has never been critiqued or challenged, ever. That's what it looks like. And we've heard from verifiable sources.
My father.
Yeah.
That, like, every one of his movies is like that, and every one is, like, more confusing than the last. That's not fun. If you're known for your movies being confusing, maybe you should work on that. That's not an enjoyable viewer experience. Is to be like, why is that happening? Oh, we just don't know. And that's not to say I don't like cliffhanger endings.
They're
Endings are great.
Yeah.
But the entire movie should not be a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to take something away from it, and you cannot take anything away from Oppenheimer.
No. I maybe learned a few things about the experience from some random lines sprinkled in there, but my overall understanding of the event was not helped whatsoever. They also never tackled some of the harder themes, like how he was killing hundreds of thousands of people by leveling a city.
2 cities.
It was just like, oh, he's struggling with that mentally.
Guys.
Oh, he killed a lot of people and he feels...
Guys.
It hurts his brain.
That's why he had an affair on his wife.
Yeah, because he's sad about killing people.
No.
What about the people who freaking died?
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see any indication of that, except, like, at the very, very, very end, there's, like, a crumbling, burnt silhouette of a person, and there's, like, echoing screams, and that's, like, representing all the people he killed. But we don't see his remorse. We don't see justice for those people. We don't see those people's stories or how it affected them. It's just about this arrogant scientist.
Yeah. And that's not to say, because I realize, that's not to say that Cillian Murphy, Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr. aren't good actors. They are fantastic actors. They are very deserving of the awards. It was just a poorly put together movie. And additionally, I recognize the fact that a lot of people are like, well, World War II wouldn't have ended if, he didn't drop those bombs. But hundreds of thousands of people would not have died.
That's true.
If
That's
that
a
was
very hot button topic for another episode.
Yeah. Our
Our
opinions. World War II.
Like, and we just talked about this in one of my classes. I have an Asian civilizations class, and we talked about the impact of those bombs. We had a class debate on it. It was very heated and problematic. So that is a big topic.
Yeah.
But it just definitely seemed like this movie was kind of glorifying it in a way that it did not have to.
No. Like, there are some great movies based on tragedies. Like, I can't think of any right now. That's not really, like, my style of movie. But,
like the Titanic. Oh, the Titanic. That's another 3-hour-long movie. Could have been shorter. I think the length did kind of contribute to it because you get some, like, really long, drawn-out scenes of people suffering, like, as the boat sinks. Probably didn't have to be 3 hours long. I'll stand by the fact that no movie has to be 3 hours long.
Yeah.
But Titanic, they clearly lay out the details of historic tragedy. They're not holding your hand. They're not explaining it to you.
Yeah.
But you get the sense of it after watching because they give you exposition. The characters are like, oh, I'm so glad it's 1905 or whatever. Like, it's not that obvious, but you walk out of that movie like, I know more about the Titanic now.
Yeah, maybe there's a shot of a newspaper being like, what happened? Chicago, 1943.
Exactly.
That's phenomenal. Newsies.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either. I know the premise.
Yeah. So, the point is that you can do a historical tragedy movie, you can make it long, you can make it have beautiful visuals, you can make it have good casting, and it doesn't feel like a kid's movie because they provided you with backstory.
Yeah. And, kids' movies don't look like that, by the way. Also, we can talk about oversaturation. That's another thing. That movie was so undersaturated. Oh my god. And the audio quality different. When the scene where he blew up the atomic bomb in the ocean, testing it, I think both of us had our ears plugged for 2 minutes because we're like, when is it gonna blow up? Because it's blowing up, but when is the sound gonna come through? And then, I'm a firm believer that Oh wait, that's a different thing. That if I can look away from a movie for 5 minutes and still be able to know what's going on. That's another talking point.
Yeah. Like, the sound mixing was really inconsistent, and I get it's supposed to be stylistic, but at a certain point, like, especially if you're an audience in a movie theater where you don't get a choice over how loud it is. We turned it all the way down when the bomb was gonna go off.
Yeah, because like we're both pretty sensitive to loud noises, and I don't
Yeah.
think we're alone in that.
But, like, you can emphasize the fact that it's loud, and it doesn't have to be physically 600% louder than the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to watch a whole movie and not be changing the volume every 5 seconds.
Yeah, because some lines are too quiet. Like, he's whispering like this, I become death, destroyer of worlds. And then he's well, actually, I don't think Cillian Murphy's character, Oppenheimer, ever yells, but there's a lot of yelling, and we're like, okay, we were just whispering, volume all the way up, and now volume all the way
This
down.
reminded me of something. Why does he have an accent in this movie?
Oh my,
I know
yes!
he's an Irish man. I know
Yeah.
that. But generally they choose an actor who has an ability to do the accent of who they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire time, okay, I'll admit, I didn't know that much about the Oppenheimer story or the Manhattan Project before I watched it. I thought he was German. I actually sat through half this movie until he was like, oh yeah, I was born and raised in New Mexico and I've been here my whole life and I've never left the country. And I was like,
Exposition.
you what? You're not German? Because Cillian Murphy, it's okay if he can't do the accent. Cast someone else.
Yes.
Why does he have a German accent the whole time? Like,
another thing, I think this movie would have been great if they hired like underground actors. Because it was trying so hard with the actors. I mean, star-studded cast. I think Matt Damon was in there for...
Matt Damon.
Oh my gosh, we saw the cast list and Matt Damon was in it, and every single man in Robert Downey Jr.'s scene, it's all in black and white, and we were like, is that Matt Damon? No, it's just another white guy. Is that Matt Damon? No.
So many white people in this movie.
So many.
I know.
We know.
Okay,
yeah.
it's historically accurate, but they all look the same. Give
In
them
black and
different
white.
haircuts or a beard or something or a different
Yeah.
hat. All of these men look exactly the same.
Or give them names. That would also just be really helpful.
That'd be wonderful. Even name tags, because if they're all working in a lab
Yes.
or they're senators or something, they can have a name tag, and it's not going to ruin the plot, actually.
Yeah.
No one's going to say, you're a terrible director, this looks like garbage for children, if someone is introduced.
Whoa, that's controversial. But where was I? Oh yeah, if they had just hired different people. That's a whole other episode too, is we need to stop casting the same like 7 people and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
it just, I didn't feel like it was cast because of how these people could connect to the character and play them.
Mhm.
It was more cast like, who's the most famous person we can get to play this person?
Yeah.
Because Cillian Murphy, not it for this role, I would say.
No.
Do I have an alternate suggestion? No, I do not. I'll have to think on that. But just the casting, it didn't look historical. They didn't resemble the people they were playing.
Yeah. And another thing with the actors, they had absolutely no chemistry. None at
Oh,
all.
0.
Because they barely ever talked to each other. I don't think 2 characters ever talked to each other for more than like 2 scenes, actually. Besides like him and his wife, who again, 0 chemistry. Again, great actors, but
His wife just hates him the whole time. And I guess it was a different time where people didn't love their spouses.
yeah.
But I think they're supposed to be in love.
Yeah.
That is not communicated. None
Because she
whatsoever.
clearly cares about him because of the sheets. Oh lordy, the
Oh, the
sheets.
sheets.
But just hire actors, do a chemistry read. I've taken 2 classes of video production, and I know what a chemistry read is, and I know why they're important.
Yeah, like, if they had someone who wasn't an arrogant man working on this movie, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
It seems like it was directed, filmed, edited, mixed. Everything in this movie felt like it was done by an arrogant man
Because it was.
making bad art. I
Yeah.
know it's controversial to say that someone's art is bad, but Christopher Nolan, dude, accept criticism, okay?
Yes.
It really felt like his work has never been criticized ever by anyone.
Every single one of his movies is the same. I had to sit through Batman. Oh my god. The saturation all the way down. Audio.
Why are they so dark?
the way
I don't
down.
want to have to turn my brightness all the way up
To be able to
just
see. Because I know, like, darkness is a stylistic choice. With
There's
like,
only
lighting.
so far that can get you. You
Yeah.
still have to be able to see the characters, actually.
Mhm.
It can be... There's ways to do it. I've watched movies that take place exclusively at night, and somehow we still see people. Vampire movies, you can see their faces.
Yeah.
Because there's a technique to lighting someone well at night. That takes skill. That takes a good movie
Yeah.
with good people working on it.
Yeah, and like I don't want to necessarily shame any of the people working on this movie because I know that like you're essentially this is gonna sound mean an extension of the producer.
It
But
takes
there are
a
some
lot to make a movie. Yeah.
there are some phenomenal TV The Good Place. They did not have like the authority like my let's say like what I say goes. They didn't have that, and it really shows. Like it's so funny. Just best idea wins. I don't think they had that on that movie. I think everyone was just told what they had to do, and they did it. And I kind of feel bad for the like editors.
Yeah. I don't know much about Christopher Nolan, but based off of watching one of his movies, you can just tell what kind of a person he is. Like, it feels like a movie made by a cocky person.
Because it was, probably.
Doesn't pass the Bechdel test, by the way. Raging
my gosh.
fail.
Oh my
Raging. Like, negative 100%. The women in this movie?
I think there's actually one scene where two women talk to each other, and it's, of course, about Emily Blunt's character, never learned her name, by the way, or they say it one time
Mrs. Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
I think it's like, that's a great question. I think I Googled it.
Is it Robert?
Yeah!
Robert Oppenheimer?
Well, because I think it's J. Robert Oppenheimer, because I think the letter's first.
Anyways,
I don't know.
So yeah, the women, and yet, okay, here's another thing. Just because the women were treated poorly back then, you can expose that and say this is a bad thing, and you can have us connect to the character and feel bad for her. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we're going to pretend like this happened after the feminist movement, and we're going to make all the women have great lives. Because they didn't. We know the women were treated badly. We know this is accurate to see them being treated badly. But they never rectify it. They never show us how it affects her. It's about furthering the man.
Yes. Which, again, we know, like, happened. But if it's a historical drama, I feel like you should focus on other aspects of his life.
Yeah, like maybe what a terrible husband he is, terrible father, terrible person.
Terrible misogynist.
Yeah, like...
womanizer. He had, like, 6 sexual partners at a time, I'm pretty sure.
And why are we glazing him? He's dead, right?
Yeah.
Even if he's not, you know, you can critique a person who did something historically really bad. Like, I don't want to see a 3-hour-long person being like, this is how much I love Oppenheimer.
I just remember Forrest Gump. Phenomenal movie. And have you seen it?
Yeah, I didn't like it, but that's okay. Continue.
Well, I think I also didn't love it, but like I can acknowledge it's a phenomenal movie. But it is a movie that follows a man, but you still learn about the female character.
Very true.
I don't know, like Sally or something?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. We still learn about her. We still feel bad for her and the situation she's been put in. And I think she's only in, like, a couple of scenes. Like, that is a movie done well, albeit a little boring and a little dramatic. But that's how you do it.
Yeah, you get us to connect with the female character and empathize with her because she's being treated poorly by our main character. Main character doesn't have to be a good person, but we should see the consequences of his actions if he's a terrible person. Because otherwise, if you just show his terrible actions and then don't say anything about it, it seems like you're praising his terrible actions.
And history is doomed to repeat itself if you do that. Because I know at the beginning we were like, you're 18, you should know what the Manhattan Project is, but I'm willing to bet, because the American school system, a whole other episode, someone in there didn't know what the Manhattan Project was, and they were like, preach, like, amazing man right there.
Yeah.
He was not. Just because he felt a little bit of remorse for his actions does not take away the lives that he cost.
And we are college students, and there are wandering frat boys here, so if you hear any hooping and hollering,
it's either that or the owls.
Could be the owls. Oh my gosh, we're about to go on a tangent. Can't go on a tangent.
Okay.
First episode, we're dedicated.
Yeah, this is for real life, guys.
Okay, looking over our talking points. Timeline is bad. They really dumb things down, but not in a good way. They're trying to be artsy. That's kind of another overall theme. Like, everything is trying to look cool.
Again.
Like, oh, you're not supposed to understand it. It's supposed to be artsy.
I watched another iconic lesbian movie, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Again, phenomenal movie. I actually watched only like 30 minutes because I did get a little bit bored. But it was a very artistic movie. It was gorgeous. Like, they barely ever talk to each other. And when they do, not in English, they had subtitles. Phenomenal. Oppenheimer, take a note. Subtitles, amazing. But, like, you still knew what was happening. And I don't think one of the characters said anything in the 30 minutes that I watched. And you still felt bad for her. And you still knew her story. Because other characters were telling it to you. Oh my god.
And I've watched movies in languages that I don't speak without subtitles, so I have absolutely no clue what's going on, but I get the gist of the movie.
Yeah.
Because things can be communicated not only through audio and through dialogue, but also visually you can tell a story. There is no story being told in Oppenheimer, despite the beautiful quality of the visuals, they don't tell us anything.
No, the entire thing just felt like a montage you'd use to fall asleep, or like computer wallpapers.
If that movie was smushed into 5 minutes and put into a movie about his whole life story and what a bad person he was and how much remorse he felt,
and directed by a woman,
I think I'd go see that. That sounds great. Because the whole building of the bomb, all the politics involved in it, the visual of blowing up the bomb, all of that, montage material. Montage material. The entire trial is like trying to be a montage, but then it's also half an hour long. A montage can't be half an hour long, guys.
No. That gets boring and old real quick. We forgot to talk about the lines.
The lines? What lines?
Well, all of them are trying to be the line of the movie.
You're right, yeah.
Where everything he says is super dark and deep and depressing. Don't do that.
We need dialogue.
That's not how conversations work. Like, we're conversing, I think, pretty great right now.
Yeah. I'm not just gonna stop, take a dramatic pause, and go. With something super deep,
Death Destroyer.
I've become Death Destroyer of Worlds. And then dramatic pause at the end for effect. That's not how people talk. And you can't do that 75 times a movie.
Oh, I know.
You get one chance to have a cool line at the very end.
It ruins the movie if you do it. If you, do a montage. Of course it was a montage. Do a montage of the bomb blowing up in the beginning of the movie, and then I become Death Destroyer of Worlds, Robert J. Oppenheimer.
That's his name. There we go.
Look at us go. And then he says that 3 more times throughout the movie. Takes away the value of the movie a little bit. And then every line is either like 20 minutes long, the trial sequence. That was just essentially people talking at him. Well, you said that already.
People talking at him.
It's just like so long, and that's not how conversations work. And then when they do have a conversation, when finally Robert Downey Jr. and Emily Blunt's characters converse over cellular device, she's like, tell me to take in the sheets. We don't know what that means. Like,
we don't know what that means, but it was not explained well enough, I fear.
Yeah. I don't think that's on us.
It wasn't dramatic enough, yes, he told her, if the bomb blows up, I'll tell you to take in the sheets. But it's just such an odd thing to say.
Yeah.
And we don't get that moment of her being like, oh my god. And we don't see any other characters being like, oh my god.
The sheets.
Yeah. So it was like, there was a big contrast. Either the dialogue was half an hour of someone talking at us, or it was one line that was supposed to be the pinnacle of the movie. And that was all the dialogue. It was either that or that, all over and over and over.
Not how conversation works. I think you should have a conversation with someone, preferably a woman. I think that would make that movie a lot better. Oh, the ending too, where they have these big built-up moments. Again, very good. Well, but visually stunning. And then they fumble, because at the very end, there is someone from Oppenheimer's past. We don't know who he is because we weren't introduced, and he tries to shake Emily Blunt's character's hand. And she doesn't do it. Whoa, guys. We don't know what that means.
I don't even remember that happening. That's how unimportant it felt.
But it was supposed to be important. You can tell it was supposed to be an important moment because it was one of the last shots in the movie. But just, we don't know. None of these,
Kind of the whole thing is the director telling us we're supposed to be watching something important. Oh, you're watching a historical movie. You're watching a brand new perspective on something. You're watching history being made in this movie. We're told that. We're not shown that, and we have no reason to believe that.
Yeah. And we were so confused about the trial afterwards because they never cared to explain it, that we had to go to Reddit, which world-renowned,
reliable source for us.
Yeah.
And still, it was just, I don't know. And then it felt great to go on Letterboxd, sort by lowest review, and read some of those. People agree with us.
Yeah.
We're not in the minority here. Well, we might be.
Yeah.
Because if you sort by highest review, it's all these teenage boys being like, this was a beautiful movie. I have a theory it's because they've never seen a good movie.
Yeah. Because a lot of movies that come out nowadays are kind of bad.
And they're like performatively, like if you say I love Oppenheimer, you're like, I love it because I'm so smart I could understand this movie and
Yeah.
I'm so patient to sit through 3 hours of it. Well, look at me go, you should be in love with me because I watched Oppenheimer and I loved it.
Yeah.
It's performative. If you like
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, I'm gonna say it, you're being a little performative. Do you
Yeah.
really like it? Why? Why do you like it?
Yeah, it's truly. Like, there are some great historical dramas that have really captured my attention. I can't think of any of them right now.
I gotta show you Titanic. They really,
Oh, yeah.
they did everything about this, but kind of well. And again, it's not my favorite movie. It's not the best movie in the world. I think it received a lot of praise. I think people like Titanic
people love
generally. But just, that's how you take this sort of thing and you do it right.
Not
It's
that
just
hard,
how you do it.
Christopher Nolan.
I would love to see how people feel about these opinions. If you loved Oppenheimer, definitely tell us.
Yeah.
Because I want to know why. I really do.
Yeah.
I can't see many redeeming qualities of this other than, again, the visuals, but you need something to back up visuals.
Yeah, like good lines, exposition.
And I feel like half an hour might be enough for our,
was a really long time.
trial run of our podcast.
Ooh, okay.
Hope you enjoyed our opinions.
Yes, we have to go eat.
We do. So this is our podcast. It's called Our Opinions.
It's our opinions.
It's kind of what it sounds like. If you'd like to hear more of our opinions, stay tuned. We have a lot.
I don't know, if you have any things you'd like us to cover for our opinions,
yeah.
that would be exciting.
What do you want our opinions on? And also, we're doing this because we just want to talk. We like to talk. If one person is watching this, that's beautiful.
Huge.
That's fantastic. That's all we need. Not even one. No, we're listening to each other. We're having a conversation. That's enough.
Oppenheimer, take notes.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Look at that.
Amazing. That's not that hard.
We don't even have visuals to back it up.
Yeah. Besides this phenomenal dorm room.
And we're just so lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Enjoy
Charlotte.
our opinions. I'm Lula.
And that was our opinions.
Yay!